Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making tutorial. This is the gorgeous birthday card I'm sharing with you today. I'm so pleased with the way it turned out, so I wanted to show you how I made it. Now this features the Filled with Sweetness stamp and die bundle from Stampin Up, as well as the Homemade Sweetness Designer Series paper. So we're going to start off and do some stamping. This is with the sentiment stamp set I used, and it's called With You in Mind, and I like it because it's a nice big bold sentiment. So we're going to stamp our happy birthday, and I'm just going to pick it up with a block. That one's too small, let's get a larger one. Fine, and then we're going to get some ink here, and I'm actually going to use some Misty Moonlight ink just to stamp everything up, to give it a good ink up. Somewhere on the page, put that down, hold it, lovely. Really happy with that image. So just putting all my blocks away and getting my sentiment back. As you know, I'm a great believer in tidying up as I go along. So let's move on to this Filled with Sweetness stamp set, and we're going to stamp again our second sentiment. So I'm going to get that out. Use my grid paper to line that up. Back with the same blue ink. I shouldn't have closed it, but I always try to close my ink pads as soon as I've used them, for the pure and simple reason it means that if I drop something or if I move my elbow, it's not going to go in a wetting pad, and I'm not going to dirty myself or my projects. So that's why I always close my ink pads as soon as I've used them. Now this is the new hybrid ink from Stampin' Up, black ink. Now there's a trick to opening this. As you can see, if you pull it from the top, it doesn't always want to come off, but if you open it from the side, just like you're opening a box or opening a book or something, opening a lid, it works really well and opens really simply. So I'm just going to stamp the strawberries along here, and I'm stamping it in the ink because this is our new hybrid ink. And it will be, being a hybrid ink, you can use it for watercolouring and for stamping with the Stampin Blend alcohol markers, which is what we're going to do today. So now I'm just stamping my blueberries, stamping a few of these. Won't use them all, but then I have a few I can pick. And why not one more for luck? Didn't do that very well. There we go. Plenty there. Right, let's put all of that back in its little home and give that a close up. And as you can see here, this is the new packaging, and comparing it to the old packaging, it takes up so much less space on my shelf. And as you will know, maybe I have a tiny craft room, so anything that saves me space is very much welcomed. Right, let's get colouring. One of my favourite things to do is to colour. I find it so therapeutic, and it's a great way to de-stress. I'm going to only use 3 colours for this card, and it's going to be Blueberry Bushel, Strawberry Slush, and some Granny Apple Green. Now you can see here I'm just outlining my blueberries where I think there would be a shadow. I'm not sure at this point how many I want to use, but I'm doing a few. And now I'm going to blend everything out with my lighter colour, and then I'll tend to go back in again with the darker colour and add back any shadow or highlights or lowlights, whatever you want to call them, that have been blended out, just to give it a more realistic feel. Right, excuse me. Now as you can see here, I'm going back in with my darker colour, and this is just the way I am. I can't leave well alone. I tend to go back and forth between light and dark until I achieve something that I am happy with. And this is the case with any painting. You can always add, but you can't take away. So it's always good to sort of build up the layers of colour until you achieve something you're happy with. So let's move on to our strawberries, and same thing as before, going to add that dark colour mainly to the top where there'd be some shadows from the leaves, and then Going to blend it all out again with the lighter colour here, and then of course go backwards and forwards until I'm happy with what I've achieved. I love that the colours from Stampin' Up match the fruits here. I think it's just hilarious that you've got blueberry bushel and strawberry slush, and we've got blueberries and strawberries. It's just funny. So now I'm just doing the foliage with my Granny Apple Green. I love Granny Apple Green. It's a fun spring green colour, and it just works brilliantly here. Right now, time to cut everything out. I'm using the matching dies, and by the magic of video editing, everything is cut out. Sentiments as well, but cut out using my trimmer. Now I'm just going to mat these on a scrap of strawberry slush, one of my favourite pinks of all time. When this first came out, it was an in colour, and I was so upset when I retired after the 2 years that I bought a whole lot of cardstock and hoarded it, just to find that it came back again last year as an in colour again. So I was able to use some of my hoarded cardstock, but I'm trying to keep some of it to hoard for when it disappears again. But I just love this pink. It's just so bold and vibrant and full of joy as far as I'm concerned. Right, so strawberry slush is going to be our card base as well, and I've got 2 pieces of basic white. Now all the measurements and the supply list and everything will be listed and linked in the blog post, and you can find the link to that and all my social media links in the description box below, so do check that out. Here I'm just putting a piece of designer series paper on the left hand side of my one piece of white. I'm going to cut off the overhang, and I love this gingham. It just reminds me of picnics, summer picnics, Wimbledon and strawberries and picnics, and everything that is lovely about a British summer. So I'm going to just add this little line of heart paper, and I think it just gives it that just something. It just adds a real nice edge to it. Now you can see I've got glue on my grid paper, and I'm using my glue eraser to try and get rid of it, but I haven't got time to faff with that too much, so you'll see me in the end just turn the paper over. However hard I try, I always get glue everywhere. I am not good with keeping glue in one place. However hard I try, whether I use wet glue or dry glue, I still get it here, there and everywhere. So I'm going to put down a sentiment. Lovely big bold sentiment. I do love sentiments like that, and I tend to hoard these as well. Even when they retire, they tend to stay in my stash, because I just find myself reaching for them time and time again. Right, time to put down our fruit. Now some of them I've popped up on dimensionals, some of them will be flat, and I'll just use my normal Tombow, but I've already put dimensionals on the ones that are going to pop up, so you'll see me here just fiddling around, trying to figure out my placement of where I want them, etc. Now I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd be really grateful if you could give it that big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. It makes such a difference to the visibility of my videos online. And it's just so appreciated, it really is. Every subscriber I have is valued, and I'm grateful for every single one of you. Right, so let's put the glue down there. And I don't know about you, but blue and pink are one of my favourite colour combinations. Now I'm trying to decide whether I want to use that last blueberry bushel, but I don't. So I'm going to stick it on the inside to give our insert a little bit of something. Right. Finishing touches. I've got the last of these little rhinestones on the sheet, and they are the last of the little rhinestones. You can see here me fiddling with them. They're fighting me. They don't want to join their friends on the card, but I'm just going to do a little trio of them in the top right hand corner, and there you go. There are the 2 cards. So thank you so much for watching today, this card making tutorial featuring the Filled with Happiness Stamp and Die bundle from Stampin' Up. Until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.